to Philly. And the record that Jalen Hurts has is 4-2. He can do it with that type of
Let me ask you this. Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles offensively will be a more explosive team with Joe Flacco at the quarterback or Jalen Hurts at the quarterback?
Twofold. One, it depends on the play caller. But also, two, I don't even think the attention would really be on Joe Flacco as much to be this dynamic player, and which will open up. Because it's like, with Joe Flacco, he gonna get that rock out. He gonna throw, and I'm saying Jalen Hurts can't, but Joe Flacco can't do anything else. Jalen Hurts can take off, he can run, do other things. I think with him sitting in that pocket, you will open your offense, your air game. You will open up the offense in that way. But it's twofold. The offensive coordinator has to do his job and open up the playbook and do more than what they're doing. Last game with the Bengals, we Joe Flacco, 64% completion rating, 219 passing yards, 2 touchdowns.
Peggy, the question was this. Do you think the offense will be more explosive?
I would say it will be equal, because I feel like, and I'm not just saying anybody.
No. You don't get to say equal. Equal was not an option.
I would go with Jalen Hurts as more explosive, because you have the option to also run.
Tap dancing, Peggy.
No, I'm saying.
Say less.
I do say from what they're throwing right now and what they're running, you can put Joe Flacco on the offense and they still will have the same outcome. If the team is that good around him, it's not more of Jalen Hurts, it's just.
All right, we night vision it. It'll be a quick video. I ain't gonna be too long on this joint. So I was scrolling through X, and one thing about it, women gonna sneak some niggas over. You be thinking a lot of these women single and shit, man. They be going out, next thing you know, be a random nigga be at their crib, bro. This shit be crazy. But so I'm scrolling through X, and our brother Cameron Newton asks in his podcast is amazing. Cam is a very talented person. It's amazing, right? I like his 4th and 1 podcast. I like the other one where he allows his guests to come over on there and disrespect him constantly. But what more do you expect from a guy who wifed a stripper and procreated with a stripper? This is why hoes had hope. But he asked the question to his co-host, I guess after Joe Flacco had a big game. I don't really watch Thursday night football. And he said, basically, which offense would the Eagles offense be more explosive with Joe Flacco, right? That's what he said. Would it be more explosive with Joe Flacco or Jalen Hurts? His co-host kind of tiptoed around the question. Basically, he continues to take shots at Jalen Hurts. And apparently my brother from Gino from the 504, I'm a no-limit soldier. I thought I told you. He said that, he be taking shots at Jaden Daniels too. And is it jealousy from Cam? Hold on real quick. Hopefully I ain't got a double echo. I don't know why this turned on. Hopefully I ain't double echoing. Is it jealousy from Cam? Is it, I don't know if it's jealousy from Cam, because, he went to the Super Bowl and he didn't have that much help, which is understandable, right? And Jalen Hurts have all these weapons. They didn't do that with Peyton Manning. Think about it. Peyton Manning had all these weapons through Indianapolis. He won a Super Bowl once, right? He had all these amazing weapons, and Denver Broncos set records, didn't make the Super Bowl, lost to Joe Flacco, ironically. And then he made the Super Bowl on the back of the defense. They don't do that. And, I was listening to some brother named Bruce M.F. Vane, and he made a great point. He was talking about Layla Ali and Clarissa Shields, and then how black people are the only ones that do the comparison game or top 5 or who's better, we got to stop that. I kind of agree with that now. We got to stop that. Greatness is greatness. All these are hypotheticals. You can't get Jordan versus LeBron in his prime. We couldn't get Mike Prime in his prime versus Muhammad Ali. We shouldn't compare. We should just accept these people's greatness. And I think Jalen Hurts having weaponry at his disposal, we can't have it both ways as black people. You may ask, what do that mean? We couldn't complain and say, well, Prime Cam didn't have a lot. Michael Vick, best receiver you thrown to some years was Algie Crumpler. We can't sit here and complain when our quarterbacks didn't have the best weaponry. Or when they got weaponry like Randall Cunningham, he was at the end of his the end of his career. I don't think it's fair to take away that from Jalen Hurts. We've seen situations in where players have had, had tremendous weaponry. Think about, Russell Wilson. He get a lot of flack, right? Think about brother Russell Wilson. When Matt Flynn had won the Super Bowl with that same team, no. So I think it's really a buster. It's a buster. It's a buster conversation to have. And really, he's really trying to get at Jalen Hurts. And I don't think Jalen Hurts did anything to that man. But this is the problem with black people, to keep it real. This is the problem. We sit here and we play the comparison game. We sit here and do stuff like that and compare it and put people down. Oh, he had this and I ain't had this. I remember, LeBron had a school and I love Jalen Rose. And he came out and he said, well, I've been had a school first. Black people got to stop that. Black people got to stop that. We got to stop that. It ain't about, man, we got to build. We got to stop going against each other. Oh, he had this and I ain't had that. Man, Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. Cam is a great quarterback because when we go over there to the Brad quarterbacks, we don't have those conversations, bro. It was times that Tom Brady didn't have much weaponry, but people say, well, Vinatieri and the defense carried him. You know what I'm saying? It was times when Peyton Manning had a lot of weaponry. Nobody, hold it against him because he didn't get it done for many years. Kurt Warner, they talking about how great Kurt Warner was as a quarterback, but he had every weapon at his disposal. We don't get into those conversations, so I think it's fruitless. It's furtherless. But hey, check out the NFL playlist. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere. X, Patreon, the whole 9 piece.